Good afternoon, everybody. We are here on field number 2, Free State Varsity, and we are looking at the Smoking Bulldogs against the Bloem Bombers. First to bat is the Bloem Bombers. It's a pretty cold day here in Bloemfontein today, especially the wind. It's not a strong wind, but it's around about 3 degrees Celsius. And that is the first four for this game. Perry Lambrecht and Alvin Potgieter had opened the match, which means the Bloem Bombers, they mean business. Wonder what type of score they will be racking up here today, especially if they start like this in the first over. We can expect a major score from them, and you will see that the ground will be lighting up and dimming every so often, and that is really because there are clouds in the sky moving in front of the sun and out of the way. It was clear this morning, but some clouds are coming in, but there's no chance of any rain today, so all the action will be continuing as normal. Was a possibility for a catch there, but the fielder wasn't in place. Was quick enough to the ball to stop a boundary. Another good shot there by Perry Lambrecht. Most of the fielders, they complained this morning that they felt a little bit cold and struggled to get warm, and that might be hampering their performance slightly. But we saw at the end of the match, just before this one, there was a lot of action here close to the end of the match. You are always welcome to go and look at those on the app, and that was a match between Porkswoods and Warriors Bomb Squad. Basically a shoot of this Bester Masters or the Warriors. These guys are playing interchangeably between different teams. Either way, now bowling is Delmain. Umpire for this match is Hercules. He will be a glad chap here today. In the match just before this one, he was lucky enough to score his half century. So he'll be in good spirits. Doesn't matter, it's not going to affect his judgment in any way. He's an experienced umpire. And as you can see, this match is being sponsored fully by P&S Electrical and Plumbing. You'll see the sponsor logo at the bottom left of your screen. Oh, and that's another big shot. Pere is up in the air. That looks like it's going to be for his. Is it going to carry? Yes, it carried to the boundary. And that is a 4 for Pere. Spoke to the umpire before the match. All the bowling will be coming from the Tempe in today. It's all in the effort to protect the pitch, because the university is keeping these fields in mint condition. We don't want to damage the pitch. They can still run on the grass, but the mat that is being laid on the pitch is there for the batsman and the bowler. Now the mat is only coming up until the stumps, but it is extended on the one side, and that is why the bowler will only be coming from that side. They they peg the mats into the pitch, so it is for that reason they can't shift the mat after 10 overs just to accommodate the bowler. So that's why they'll only be bowling from the one end. Like we said earlier, PNS Electrical and Plumbing World is a sponsor for this entire live streaming. You will also be seeing later this week highlights. There's a beautiful four, this time by Alvin. We'll see some more coming from him later on. From experience, we know that he's a guy that likes to hit those big boundary shots. He's a big guy, he's a strong guy, and he loves hitting boundaries. So, yeah, we'll just hope for him to get his eye on the ball quickly, to get his eye in, and then we'll see some fireworks coming here from the pitch. They aren't called the Bloem Bombers for nothing. And then for your sinners out there, doesn't mean they go around bombing places. It's when they hit the ball, it's like a bomb is blasting that ball around. Is that good? Looks like Perry just lost his wicket, was scored. He just struggled to get his rhythm, but coming up now will be Janne Manel. He'll be joining Alvin. And Janneman said before the match that he's only here to come and hit balls. So let's see him hitting the balls. Seems like everything just didn't go the way of Perry Lambrecht today. Doesn't matter. Many times before he's proven himself. And we can see that the Smoking Bulldogs have a young guy running past your screen now. A young man playing for them. Glad to see them paying their love for the sport forward. Cultivating the need for athleticism in the youngsters. Alvin still playing it safe. In the team of Bloem Bombers to come and play still today, we've got Alvin Potgieter, Tommy Kok, Eddie Engelbrecht, Hendrik Brits, Janne Manel, Perry Lambrecht, Johan Coetzee and Jannie Matthijssen. So we've still got some dynamite sitting on their bench that can come in later on. This is kind of ironic, thinking that they are the Bloem Bombers having dynamite on the bench. Just a swap of bats there. Looks like Jarman wanted alternative. He's done warming up now. Well, the bat just didn't sit well with him. Back on strike is Elvin. After Friday night, they had an award ceremony. It was end of the summer league awards, and they got a lot of sponsors, which we'll have to wait and see for the video coming out this week. We will show who the sponsors were. Where some of these guys got new bats, so they might have been trying them out up to now. Probably not fully broken in, not exactly sure what they want to do with their bat before they start playing with it. Either way, you'll see in the video that we'll be bringing out later this week about the sponsors and what each batsman got. Well, not all each batsman, some of those who won awards. They got pads and bats, and oh, that was scored on the in the outfield. And this time it's Elvin losing his wicket, and the Bloem Bombers are not having a good start to this match. Now losing 2 wickets before the 5th over, or before the 5th over is done. Standing on 31 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. Predicted score is 141. You can always ask yourself, is that enough to win the match? The 141. Right now, the problem is, hopefully they'll last as long to score that 141, because they are rapidly losing those wickets. But now it's Tommy Cock at the pitch. One of the best batsmen in Bloemfontein. We've seen him racking up major scores in the past, especially during the winter, or not the winter league, but yeah, during the winter league, as well as the Free State Championship that was in the beginning, or in June, last month, the end of June. It was a spectacular tournament, first of its kind here in Bloemfontein. And looks like Tommy Cock has swapped his red pads for orange ones. Usually he comes to bat with red pads. And that is normally how we recognize him on the field. Everybody has something recognizable about them. And like we said earlier, they normally or traditionally they change sides after the 10th over of a innings. Today that is not going to happen, since they're trying to protect this one side of the pitch and opted only to bowl from the one side, where the mats are covering the most of the pitch. the batsmen are only allowed to run on the pitch. I'm going to look something at. Just a second. Okay, we just anchored our gazebo a bit better. Wind picking up now quite significantly. Only 4 overs until it's the 10th over. Yeah, sorry, a bit out of breath. Catch up now. And we saw Kontamika quickly racking up a few runs. 23 runs from 9 balls. Exactly what is expected of him. And if you go and look back, you can see that he's hit a 6. And that's probably went to him. Something that went to him because he's on strike now. And I can assure you, he'll be trying to play the Bloem Bombers now back into this match, racking up some respectable kind of a... Oh, that ball went straight through the batsman. It's running to the boundary, but it's not going to make it. Picked up around 25 meters from the boundary. Bloem Bombers can be happy that they've got the firepower still on the bench to reach that projected score of 179, which would be pretty challenging for the smoking Bulldogs to chase. Not impossible, but it's going to be challenging enough to put up an exciting match, especially in the second innings. I think anything above 150 or 160 will be challenging for smoking Bulldogs. But then again, then it all depends on the fielding from the Bombers. But never take any team lightly. They can surprise you, just as they've surprised us by taking 2 wickets early on in this match. In the match before this one, we saw um, magnificent scores being put up with 6s and 4s, and barely any wickets being taken. Well, smoking Bulldogs understand one thing: you cannot score runs without players on the pitch. If you've lost all your wickets, yeah, then you are going to struggle to score runs. So they're taking that approach. No matter how good your guys are hitting boundaries, you still have to retain your wickets, and they are attacking that beautifully right at the moment. Kind of like the smoking Bulldog kit. It reminds me of going on holiday a week ago at Neisner. It looks like a sunset at a tropical place. Well, actually, it reminds me of that. And that is something that drew my attention early on. Something I like seeing. I'm just not that familiar with how they play because they aren't one of the teams that regularly ask for live streaming. But the Bloem Bombers they are paying the full fee to live stream this. Sponsored by PNS Electrical and Plumbing. So we'll see a lot of the logos in advertising material or videos. Oh, that ball is up in there. Is it going to be caught? No. The fielder or bowler, Neil, just couldn't get to it. But all the content that we'll be creating during this week, we'll see the logo where it's appropriate. That ball is not going to make the boundary. Coming to bowl now is France. So basically what it boils down to, we have to commend the smoking Bulldogs this for taking quick 2 wickets in the beginning of the match. And those were important wickets to take. Maybe just discouraging Bloem Bombers a little, but this looks like it's going to be a 6. Yes, and that is a 6 by Janneman. Just indicating to us here on the side that, listen, don't throw away the Bloem Bombers. They've got a lot going for them. They are just or merely warming up now. And if you see the two talents that are on the pitch at the moment, which is Janne Manel and Tommy Cock. We know that those two guys can rack up very, very high scores. That is what they like to do, and that is what they are doing, and that is why they are here at LMS Cricket on a Sunday afternoon in Bloemfontein, Varsity Field number 2, doing what they enjoy, and there are many more people welcome to join LMS Cricket. If you like to play cricket, yeah, just get in contact with us. Look on your social media at either LMS Bloemfontein of Last Man Stands Cricket Bloemfontein. You'll be able to get in contact there with the management of this franchise here in Bloemfontein. Or you can go to Bloemfontein Sport Results, leave a message, and I'll forward it to the people in charge who you need to get in contact with. There's another beautiful shot there. And now it's not going to carry for a boundary. Picked it up nicely. Actually kind of weird to see Tommy Cock with orange pads. Got so used to his red pads. But it could also be because he might be playing for more than one team and he'd rather use red pads for another team. At the end of the day, it's only something that protects your legs. And that is a 4 by Tommy. Now both of them are actually forming a pretty good partnership between Janneman and Tommy at the moment. And they just brought some stability back into the scoring of the team since they've lost 2 wickets early on. So it's basically a stability partnership now formed by Janneman and Tommy. Is that going to be a 4? Yes, field is not going to be able to get to it. And that's another 4 by Tommy, and I can assure you, he'll be going on as long as he stands there. He'll be scoring boundaries as many as he can. That can almost be from every ball. You can see him standing on 40 runs, so he has to declare on 50 like all the other LMS batsmen. Obviously able to come back a little bit later, but yeah, let's see what the rest of the team, how they perform. Janneman still has some ways to go to get to his 50. So the partnership might last another like 15 minutes, maybe, before it's broken up with performance. Move out a little to sharpen the image. There you go. It's a bit better. And you could have heard that that was a 6. Tommy Cock opening up now. Chasing that 50. He's now 3 runs away from his 50. Then he has to declare it's not going to be even 5 minutes since we said it's going to be 15 minutes. Until his performance was breaking up the partnership and somebody new has to come and take it further with Janneman. Oh, and that's another major shot by Janneman. That looks like it's a 6. Yes, that is a 6. Confirmed by Hercules, the umpire. En so kom ons ook na die 10de balbeurt, slaat ons oor na Afrikaans toe. Op die oomblik, Tommy Cock wat baie naby is om te verklaar vir 50. Janneman wat sterk op pad is toe, maar so pas 'n 6 geslaan het. Janneman wat die lekker beet kry, daai bal beet kry nie. Maar hulle is op dreef om 'n baie mooi telling op te stel hierso. Die uitgeskatte telling is 194. En dit gaan bitter moeilik wees vir die Bulldogs om dit te kry. Sê glad nie dat hulle nie kan nie. Sê glad nie dat hulle in staat is nie. Hulle het al menigte kere dit gedoen. Al wat ons daarby bedoel is, dit gaan nie 'n maklike telling wees om te jaag in die tweede helfte nie. Maar daar is nog bietjie minder as 10 balbeurte oor wat hulle daardie stelling kan verander. Natuurlik is daai stelling gemaak met die gedagte dat Bloembommers nie nog baie paadjies verloor nie. Tommy Cock vinnig sy paadjie gaan verloor. Of nie sy, ja, daar is baie dinge wat kan gebeur. Ja, Tommy Cock gaan nie sy paadjie sommer gou verloor nie. Nog 2 lopies dan verklaar hy, dan gaan hulle nie sy paadjie kan vat as hy verklaar het nie. Nie totdat hy teruggekom het nie. Snaaks, daar is nog 'n groot hou daarso van Janneman. Sy gevang, ja. Janneman wat nou sy paadjie verloor. Tommy Cock wat binnekort gaan moet verklaar. En dat gaan beteken dat die Bloembommers splinternuwe manne op die golfblad gaan hê. En ja, en die gevaar staan om dan makliker 'n paadjies te verloor omdat hulle nog nie hulle oog op die bal het nie. Nietemin Janneman het 'n lekker beurt gehad. Nog 'n gevaarlike man wat nou op die golfplaas gaan, daai Eddie Engelbrecht. Sal noem ek praat van daai Eddie Engelbrecht, want hy is 'n man wat klomp trofees al in die verlede gewen het vir 'n speler van die wedstryd toekennings gekry het vir sy kolwerk, sowel as sy balwerk. Maar hierdie Bloembombers is 'n gedigtespan wat nie maklik gaan gestuit word nie, wat ook nie maklik gaan lê nie. En ek het net so gevoel aan my bas, hulle gaan 'n telling hier opstel wat Smoking Bulldogs maar gaan moet kreun om by uit te kom. Dit lyk asof Hercules se hand verskriklik koud is. Hy skud hom 'n bietjie rond. Ook maar goed dat jy is nie hier naby nie, want hy sou heel waarskynlik iets te sê gehad het oor dit. Weer 'n harde hou deur Tommy. Dis nie 'n 4 nie. Net 'n enkel loopie. So hy gaan maar nog 'n bietjie moet wag voordat hy moet verklaar. Nou gaan sien hoe gaan Eddie Engelbrecht aangaan met sy antwoord om te begin speel. En hy sit net weer vir Tommy op strike. So hoe gaan Tommy nou sy beurt eindig? Met 'n 4 of 'n 6? En is 'n wide. Dit is glad nie hoe hy sy 50-tal wou gemaak het nie. Kan jou verseker, hy sou graag vir 'n grenshou wou gegaan het. Dalk 'n bietjie teleurgestel, maar ten minste het hy sy 50 gehaal, of 50-tal gehaal. En dit is Eddie Engelbrecht en Hendrik Brits, wat nou vars op die golfplat is. Gevaar staan om hulle paaltjies te verloor. Tommy Kok kan nog natuurlik enige tyd terugkom later, sodra hy die paaltjies geval het. Hy bal is hoog in die lug op. Gaan Hendrik gevang word? Nee. Bal val in niemands wêreld. Lyk so iemand het die boodskap gekry het om die grens aan te val. Presies wat hulle nou doen. Hoe werk dit nou kom van 'n man met die naam van Adam Jacobus Boshoff. Ek is seker dit is hoe ek mense moet uitspreek in Afrikaans. Veilig gehou daar so deur Hendrik. Net so 'n bietjie van die heup af gespeel. Baie kolwe wat hier geroteer word vandag. Sal bietjie later uitvind wat die presiese rede daarvoor is. Dink nie dis die kolwe wat breek nie. Ek weet net hulle het Vrydag aand het hulle 'n toekennings seremonie gehad vir of 'n prysuitdeling gehad vir die somerliga wat hulle klaar gemaak het bietjie vroeër hierdie jaar. En hulle het sponsors het baie kolwe geskenk. So baie sal natuurlik kolwe wil kom uitprobeer het vandag, maar nog nie gemaklik met die nuwe kolwe nie. Raak jy met die oues wil speel of is hulle vice versa? Kof is maar 'n stukkie toerusting waarmee jy wat 'n ekstensie van jouself is, waarmee jy gemaklik raak, vertroud raak, al gewoond aan sy gewig en hoe hy slaan en so. Hy bal word grondlangs gespeel na die grens. Gaan hy 'n 4 maak? Nee. Hy het net nie ver genoeg gerol nie. Hy was so 1 meter van die grens af opgetel. Ek soos Eddie Engelbrecht wat nie heeltemal gelukkig is met die ander kolf nie. Hy het gou 'n nuwe een gekry. Of 'n ander een, sal nie sê dis 'n nuwe een nie. Van Tonder wat bal. Ek het nog nie van naby af gesien nie, maar dit lyk na 'n jong seun daai. Of 'n jong man. Is hy gevang? Kom in, doen sy ding. Maak nie saak wat jou ouderdom is nie. Vang die bal van sy eie balwerk af. Pragtig gedoen, wel gedaan, meneer Van Tonder. Met die lig wat so verander, lyk dit asof dit die skerpste gaan wees wat ons die beeld van nou kan kry. Lig verander gedurig. Wedstryd wat nou so effens vir 'n dooie tydperk deurgaan. Daar het nou nie baie gebeur nie. Die 14de balbeurt en die Bloembommers wat nou nogal 'n redelike goeie telling op het van 121 nou vir die verlies van 4 paaltjies. So ons sit in die situasie van hulle het nie verskriklik baie paaltjies oor nie. So halfpad deur die paaltjies nou al gewerk. En maar hulle run rate is redelik sterk om 'n goeie telling op te sit. Kwart voor 1. So, mens kan ook nie heeltemal sê dit is die middagete slaapie wat nou wil begin inval nie, want hierdie man is hier elke Sondag. Hulle is elke Sondag hier so heel Sondag, so hulle is nie gewoond aan middagslaapies nie. Dit is wat hulle doen op Sondag. O, daai bal is so reguit op in die lug, gaan nie gevang word. Nee. Veldwerker kon net nie betuis by hom uitkom nie. Ons gaan hier die kamera net so bietjie laer bring. Want ons sien die wind maak dat die foon so bietjie sukkel om te fokus. En kyk of ons nie 'n bietjie van skerper fokus kan kry deur dit nie. Lyk soos 'n klein bietjie skerpheid in die fokus ingebring het. Doel bereik. Daar is hy en 15 balbeurte daarmee heen, so dit beteken daar is nog net 5 balbeurte oor, 25 balle, waarmee die Bloembommers dan nou die teikenstelling kan opstoot, na waar ook al hulle hom kan kry, en dit, kyk wat hulle vir die Smoking Bulldogs, dit net so 'n bietjie moeiliker kan maak, om die wedstryd te wen. Met 25 balle, tradisioneel is dit gewoonlik die tyd wanneer die spelers nou gewoonlik nou nog 'n paar paaltjies op die banke het, dan begin hulle rond swaai na alles toe om 'n groot telling op te stel. Die vorige wedstryd het ons gesien hoe man 40 lopies met 10 balle gedoen het, of aangeteken het. Net deur 4 en 6 te slaan. Bloembommers kan dit ook doen. Bal is ook op in die lug opgerig vang word. O, net misgevang. Dis die jammerte. Baie gelukkig vir Hendrik. Van Tonde. O, nog 'n groot hou hierso van die skouers af. Hy gaan nie die grens haal nie, hy word so iets wat van 25 meter vanaf die grens opgetel. Tyd vir die kolbers, net om so 'n bietjie water weer te drink. Voel die dreer, mens moet altyd ook onthou natuurlik in die winter kan jy net so vinnig dehydreer as in die somer. Net omdat jy warm kry nie beteken dit nie jy sweet nie. ja, ek het al baie ander uithou sport gekry waar mense in die winter dehydreer want hulle kry koud en dink hulle raak nie dors nie. Dit werk nie net altyd so nie. Dit gaan nie oor om jou af te koel altyd nie. Jy sien dit altyd vir sweet goeie sê jy moet dehydreer bly om ook jou fokus te hou. En as jy jou fokus verloor, kan jy partykeer nogal seer kry, veral soos in fietsry wat bergfietsry teen berge ry en ja, daar kan 'n foutjie jou nogal baie duur te staan kom. En dieselfde is met cricket, as jy 'n kolwer is en jy raak duiselig. Baie keer is dit doen van ja, jy kry warm of dit kan wees dat jy gedehydreer is. En dan as jy die bal sien nie, ja, dan gaan jy nou net nie lekker die ding raakslaan nie. En dan kan jy dit in die kop kom tref as hy op. Jy hom nie eers sien nie. O, daai bal is reguit op in die lug. Daar is 'n man onder hom, gaan hy gevang word. Nee, daar is 'n man onder hom gewees hier. Dit is perspektief. Hoe sê hulle in houtwerk op skool is 'n parallax fout. Veldwerker was 'n bietjie verder agter hom. Diepte persepsie was dalk 'n bietjie ver uit gewees. Weer 'n keer die bal reguit na die veldwerker geslaan. Opgetel so 20 meter voor die grens. Bal word weer lig langs gespeel, maar hy gaan nie grens sou wees nie. Val veilig in niemands wêreld. En dit lyk soos Wayne Smith wat reg maak om te kom bal. Dik aangetrek. Eers 'n bietjie van die beanie ontslaa raak. "15 balle oor vir hierdie beurt. Weer Wayne. Bal is reguit op in die lug. Ja, gaan weer in niemands wêreld val en hy is veilig. Hendrik en Jannie wat nou nie dieselfde tipe tempo kan speel as die kolwers voor hulle nie. Is hy gevang? Het geklink as hy getip is. Nee, kolwer stry nie eers nie. Jannie loop sommer klaar. Hy vra nie eers vir Hercules die umpire of dit reg is nie. Hy stap sommer al klaar. En ons sien 'n Tommy Kok wat weer nader staan. Hy het gedink hy's klaar. In hierdie geval nie. Tommy het vroeër sy verklaar met 50 lopies. Hy is nou weer terug. Om reg te maak vir as daar nou nog 'n paaltjie val, dan sal hy intree. Bloembommers wat nou op 142 lopies staan vir die verlies van 5 paaltjies. Dit is iets wat Dit is 'n alright telling. Hang nou net af hoe die Polkswoords voel vandag. Hoor vir my Polkswoords, jammer, Smoking Bulldogs. Nog net 10 balle oor in hierdie beurt. John wat net so 'n bietjie wys, hy is nog nie heeltemal reg nie. John wat daai bal net so daar afspeel na derde man toe. Gou vinnige twee lopies hardloop. Hy is van die merkie af. En daar is nie meer veel oor in hierdie eerste beurt nie. Ja, Tommy staan reg vir as daar iets verkeerd gaan, maar ons het ons vertroue hier in Hendrik en Johan dat hulle dit die eerste beurt gaan uitspeel. Net bietjie minder van daai doen deur die bal amper te tip. Daar sy nou nog net 5 balle oor in hierdie beurt. En ons betrek nou in die beurt in waar 'n home run geslaan kan word. Gaan die Bloembombers dit nou vandag doen. Natuurlik home run is 12 lopies as die laaste bal van die beurt vir 'n 6 geslaan word. As hy dubbel die hoeveelheid werd. Natuurlik is dit ook 'n versoeking vir 'n kolwer om vir groot houe te slaan of te gaan. Werk nie altyd so uit nie. Maar daar is nog 'n 4 lopies by vir Johan en vir die Bombers. En nog net 3 balle oor in hierdie beurt. Gelukkig vir die Bloembombers is daar 'n bietjie meer mense wat op vandag beurt gekry het om te kolf. Ja, so wide. Lyk eers Tommy gaan kans kry om te revenge te neem met die manier hoe hy sy 50-tal gemaak het. Hy het op 49 gestaan. Hy sal graag in sy 50-tal ingegaan het met 'n grenshou Dit het nou nie gebeur nie, want hulle het 'n wide gebal en ja, dit hy sy 50-tal gemaak en moes verklaar. Seker hy sal nog 'n paar grense wil kom slaan. Maar op hierdie tyd van die wedstryd staan hy seker ook en dink vir homself, gaan dit tog regtig 'n saak maak? Natuurlik hy speel vir sy span, so dit hang af wat die span wil hê. En mense sal dink gewoonlik 'n kolwer se idees en die span se planne is gewoonlik in lyn, want beteken jy moet lopies aanteken en dit is tog die ding wat jy nodig het om 'n wedstryd te wen. Net jy het paaltjies nodig om 'n wedstryd te wen, nie net lopies nie. Of jy het paaltjies nodig om lopies aan te teken. Nog net een bal oor. Nou is die tyd wat 'n home run geslaan kan word. Sit dit in Johan se broek. Ja, dit doen. Gaan dit regkry? Kom ons sien. Hy het geswaai vir hom, misgeslaan, net nie weer uitgewerk vir hom vandag nie. Maar nog steeds 'n baie gerespekteerde betelling wat opgestel het van 156. En kom ons kyk hoe die Smoking Bulldogs daarop gaan reageer. So oor 5 minute net nadat hulle 'n breek gevat het. Dit sal heel waarskynlik so rondom 5 minute wees en dan is ons weer terug. Gaan kry ietsie om te drink, kry 'n bietjie ietsie om te kou, ietsie om te sluk. As jy nog 'n spasie oor het, weet nou nie of jy al middagete geëet het nie. Tradisioneel in my huis eet ons gekookte middagete op Sondag. Dit nou vir 'n rukkie nou nie meer gebeur nie, maar dan maak ons dit nou maar Sondag aande. En ja, maak nie sakkie. Julle is by die huis. Hierdie is juist sodat julle by die huis ook die cricket kan sien. So kry 'n bytdingetjie, kry 'n sluk dingetjie en dan kom sit julle terug of dan kom julle terug en dan sien ons hoe die Polkswods gaan daai 156 telling gaan jaag. And we are back here for the second innings. We're going to see how the pork show. The no, not the pork shores. The smoking bulldogs. How they are going to reply on the onslaught of the Bloem Bombers. Yeah, Bloem Bombers had put up a respectable score of 156, lost 5 wickets, and we still need to see the smoking bulldogs who they are going to be sending in for opening their batting onslaught. The two batsmen are approaching the pitch now. One thing is for sure, the wind that is consistently blowing through the entire day stays cold. The temperatures, I can assume it never rose above 10 degrees Celsius, and it's in the afternoon now, and it feels like, obviously with the wind chill and everything, it still stays round about 7 or 8 degrees Celsius. And we spoke to one of the other umpires earlier on, and apparently in Joburg is going to be 7 tomorrow, which means it's not going to be much warmer here either. Hope the smoking bulldogs had a smoke or something to keep them warm, because they look pretty cold now. But it's not only them, it's everybody. Frans, Johnson and Heinu Hanekom going to open for the smoking bulldogs. Johan Kutsia going to bowl for them. Let's see how this plays out. And the smoking bulldogs open with a 4. Well done. They're not going to stand back for anything. That's a brilliant way to answer to a decent chasing score. Remember we said earlier, Hercules that shook his hand over there, the umpire. He just mentioned us now during the break that he was hit on the shock bone. His arm went dead. And the entire match is being sponsored by PNS Electrical and Plumbing. You'll see the logo at the bottom of your screen on the left hand side. And the target that Smoking Bulldogs has to reach now is 152 runs from 97 balls. That is less than 2 runs per ball. Maybe not too much pressure. It all depends on how quickly they'll lose their wickets. The Bloem Bombers lost their wickets from early on. They lost 2 wickets in the first 5 overs. Hopefully it will go better for them. And we'll see that all the bowling will be coming from the Tempe end today. The mats are being placed on the pitches in such a way that bowling only comes from one side to protect the pitch. So the varsity end is not being used for bowling today. And the same structure applies to all the fields that are being played on today. And you might see it's getting a little bit darker at the moment, and that is because the sun moved in behind the clouds, or more technically spoken, the clouds moved in front of the sun. It aren't rain clouds. Um, I'm not exactly sure. I don't think even it's cold clouds because well, Bloemfontein is always cold in the winter. Yeah, that's why we are calling it winter. It's cold here. And but these are just normal clouds that are getting bigger. It was clear this morning when we started. Uh, Clouds start rolling in, and we'll see how that progresses during the rest of the day. Hopefully that firepower which the smoking Bulldogs had started this match with in the second innings haven't died down. And they'll continue scoring those boundaries. And for some reason we see that the Bloem Bombers fielding isn't standing on the boundaries. They are standing here in the midfield. Not not specifically sure what the strategy is there, but it's working for them at the moment. That ball is up in there. No, it's not caught. It just went through the gap. Is there enough speed behind the ball for a 4? Yes, it is. Ran over the boundary. That is a 4 for Heine. Smoking Bulldogs still has all their wickets. 2 overs gone. And we can see that balls are being played along the ground, not giving away any catches unnecessarily. When they do, they are playing into the gap, so it's very sensible play by the Bulldogs. That ball is up in there. Is it going to be caught? There's no feeling the proximity of where the ball was going to drop. But it is picked up by a fielder about 30 meters from the boundary. Right in the midfield. Another ball being played into the gap. Is it going to be stopped? No, this one is going to be a 4. Another 4 runs, but this time going to France. And the wind is picking up significantly, blowing here from the southern side of the field. Well, probably since there's no bowling coming from the varsity end, the wind is starting to blow from the varsity end. Can I show you it's pretty cold there on the field? And it's midday and it hasn't been warming up even a little bit. And I just playing it mid wicket. Enough to run a single run. see the fielders are feeling cold. There's a burst of wind coming through. Let's have a look here to the left. Cold, really cold. On that side, guys are jumping around. But let's get back to the game. I'm just playing it straight. And those who aren't cold are those without legs. It is these guys standing here right in front of us, just above the scoreboard. They're standing around watching the game, but they are showing the wrong end to the pitch. That ball's up in the air. It's not going to be caught. It's collected in the midfield. Seems like the birds like to stand with their faces into the wind. Wonder if that is a direction or something that can be used. That ball is going through for a 4. That is a 4. France adding another boundary to his collection of runs. Coming back, I wonder if that is a way of directing where the wind comes from. If all birds are standing with their face into the wind. Almost like I'm not exactly sure what they call it in English, but Afrikaans it is a windkous or a windsock. Some places use like a chicken on a roof or something similar to show the direction of the wind. But it's not consistent, so it can't be it's not science, because now the birds are looking at the match once again. Probably just what they are doing generally. Just changed our seating slightly. Just had a place because the wind direction changed slightly. Now coming from a southwesterly side. So we've got a screen here to protect us from the wind, but now it's coming around the corner, and yeah, I'm just getting out of it quickly. Yeah, it's now all up to the Smoking Bulldogs, having to score 129 runs from 79 balls. It's not impossible, but they can't take it as leisurely as they are taking it right now. They definitely need to score a few boundaries. Was it a tip? No, it wasn't. Not even the wicket keeper got very excited about that. able to see on the opposite side of the field a pram being pushed by a mother, indicating that people are bringing their children from all ages to go and come and watch daddy play. Sometimes it's an older brother, and if your surname is Hickley, it is a dad and son combination playing sometimes on the field. And the sun comes through a little bit, adding a little bit of heat. Until this wind takes it away again. Looks like Alvin Potgieter will now be taking over the building. Let's see how he'll change the game. That's another, he's being hit to the boundary. Almost caught on the boundary. But no, that is a 4. Was nearly caught on the outfield. Seems like those cold hands don't want to grip the ball either. Just going to see how much quality we lose if we're moving closer. That was played straight to a fielder. We are a bit closer, but the image is not that sharp. Just give it a second or two, just see if the the phone autofocus can find a better picture for us. No, it doesn't. Let's move out a little. There you go. A lot better. Just changed all of a sudden. And the first wicket has just fallen from the Smoking Bulldogs. Bloem Bombers are slightly behind schedule if they are being compared to the wickets that was taken by the Bulldogs. Well, their own wickets have fell in their innings, in the first innings. Field is calling for a catch, but that ball dropped on in the midfield. Not exactly sure what is slowing the game now. And is that a possible four? It's hard by France. Yes, it looks like that was a four. Hitting straight to the board. Was he caught? No, didn't tip the ball. Wicket keeper Tommy Cock didn't even um, appeal, so there's no chance of it being nicked to the back. Bulldogs batting a little bit slow now. Definitely need to pick it up soon. One boundary per over might not be enough. It helps, but it won't be enough. Again, ball being picked up in the midfield. Ooh, Hendrik was getting a bit of bounce from that one. Something bothering the players there on the field. Not exactly sure what it is, but it is slowing down the game considerably. And they're eating into the time of the next match that's supposed to be played after this one. And something to take into consideration is daylight hours. Since the match after this one is supposed to start at 2 o'clock, and we aren't even through the first innings of this match. Sorry, we're busy with the second innings and we're not even through the first 10 overs. So, yeah, we're definitely not going to be on time for the last match. And the sun sets at around 5:30, I think, and yeah, although we've got beautiful sunsets over here, that's not the time that they would like to come and play because we don't have light here at night. There are lights here next to the field, but those aren't really spray lights like at the stadium. Wind is now coming from all directions. Once again, the ball is being played to square leg or deep square leg. And it's Alvin bowling. Is out. Yes. Looks like it. Well done bowling by Alvin. Johan losing his wicket. Let's see who will be replacing him now. Only 2 more overs for until we've reached the 10th over, when we'll be switching over to Afrikaans. And right now I'm not exactly sure which language I've got a preference for, Afrikaans or English, because when I switch over to Afrikaans I speak it fluently since it's my home language, but since we are speaking like a mixture of Afrikaans and English, um, yeah, we usually use English words for sometimes. Although my English isn't perfect, Afrikaans, I sometimes, because I speak a lot of English and mostly write English, all my written work is normally in English. Um, I forget what the Afrikaans word is for some of the terms that we use. Bloem is making some headway here in taking wickets. Now the second wicket falling, and yeah, the smoking Bulldogs are falling behind here in the scoring runs department. That gap is getting bigger. Very Lambrecht coming here to fetch the ball here right in front of us. And it seems like France is batting better now. Got his eye in. Consistently changing the ball's direction towards different players of the Bombers on the outfield. Maybe just going through checking what their skills are. Looking for a gap in their defense. And that ball looks like it's going for a no, well fielded on the outfield. That ball was racing towards the boundary, but it was stopped about 20 meters in. And we can see some of the players of the next match that's supposed to be played here afterwards. The MCC Sixers are pitching up now, getting together. They will be playing against Bester Masters. You might see that it's getting a little bit darker now. It's because one of those thicker clouds moved in front of the sun. Well, just as it came, it will pause. It will light up again. Obviously, the phone's white balance is adjusting to the changing of the light. Now it's doing it automatically. It's being put on auto. And that was racing to the boundary once again, but it will be stopped about 5 meters in by Perry Lambrecht and returned to the bowler at the moment, which is Alvin Potgieter, man with a big red beard. iconic way of remembering him and easy to spot him, and that is eventually another for the Bulldogs, something they desperately needed, just helping them along to just stay in contention to win this match. They still have 6 wickets on hand, so yeah, they just keep playing conservatively for say about 5 or 4 more overs and don't lose any wickets, then they'll be in a position where they can go and swing at everything and take this match. Another sweep shot to deep square leg. Another one picked up on the outfield. Easy home. Back in his crease in time. No problem with that. Bulldogs now standing on 62 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. One more delivery, which will be the last for Alvin Potgieter before we switch over to Afrikaans. And looks like a wide. En dit is nou hoe ons vandag vir 'n slagpartytjie oorslaan na Afrikaans toe. Vat partykeer so aflewering of 2 voordat ons onthou. Dis partykeer vergeet, maar as gevolg van daardie wye bal is daar nog 'n bal vir Elwin, so ons het nou 1 balbeurt binne in die Engelse segment gegaan. En so word Elwin vir is 4 geslaan. Net so 'n bietjie terug beweeg om net bietjie nog verder uit die wind te beweeg, want hy vang ons nog so 'n bietjie hier om die draai. Daar is hy, weer 'n bietjie meer gemaklik. Meer uit die wind uit. Beeld is nie sleg vir foonstandaarde nie. Natuurlik as ons ander toerusting gebruik, lyk dit natuurlik baie beter, maar vir hierdie doeleindes werk dit. En daar word 'n 4 geslaan. Frans wat nou begin oopmaak. Was 10 dalk die teikentelling van wanneer hulle kan begin oopmaak om meer lopies te begin aanteken, grenshouer te slaan. Dit wil so voorkom. Wat beteken ook Frans is nou 5 lopies weg vanaf 'n 50-tal. Dan gaan hy moet verklaar. Net wat 'n Franse oog lekker inkom. Ja, want kom om allerhande hoekies hier in. Kyk of hy nog aanhou ons gaan plaai hierso, dan moet ons nog 'n bietjie terugskuif en teen die windskerm seker nou maar sit. Ons gee nog so rukkie kans. gaan Jan hom aanvat. Bal is reguit na die grens toe. Dis nie 'n 4 nie. Ons het 5 meter voor die grens opgetel en teruggegooi na die bowler toe. Terwyl hulle nou 'n bietjie rondpraat, terwyl hulle 'n bietjie gesels en goeders, gaan kyk of ons hierdie beeld net nog 'n bietjie skerper kan kry. Sy hopelik werk daai nou beter. Maar moeilik as die foon op sy maksimum kapasiteit moet perform. Maar ons werk met wat ons het. van die angle af gaan ons 'n bietjie meer kan sien. Daai was duidelik 'n 4 gewees. Daai man wat julle gesien daar onder deur die bome hardloop, hy het die bal gehaal. So duidelik is dit 'n 4. Ons gaan nou beweeg gaan nou ten minste as ons nou hierso so sit. Ons dit rond beweeg, kyk of dit dalk gaan help om die foon dalk makliker sy die Engelse woord autofocus te gebruik. Ons het gevra vir, blykbaar die bestuur het gevra om ander kleur balle, verskoon tog, te gebruik. Want die bal waarmee ons speel hierso is 'n oranje bal. Hulle gevra of ons eerder met 'n pink bal kan speel, want baie van die spanne klaar, hulle sukkel om die bal op die gras te sien. En vir die rede hoekom hulle met 'n pink bal wil speel, maar dit is blykbaar iets wat lyk by reg deur die land gedoen moet word. Al die LMS takke. En die ander provinsies het gevra, nee, hulle wil hou by die oranje bal. Kan sien die mense kry bitterkoud hierso. Ons is lekker gemaklik hierso in 'n hoekie waar die wind baie hard probeer om in te kom. Kry se nou en dan reg. Is hy gebal? Nee, lyk my dit was bitter naby gewees. Perry Lambrecht wat bietjie ingekom het om te kom bal. Bal gaan hy gevang word. Ja. Hy het gegly, lyk asof hy seer gekry het. Hooplik is hy reg. Spanmaat straf 'n bietjie nader. Lyk my is op. En ja, hy is weer terug op die been, reg om verder te speel. Dis 'n bietjie minder as 7 balbeurte oor in hierdie wedstryd. Smoking Bulldogs wat tog 66 lopies van 33 balle moet aanteken. En dit is mooi presies 2 lopies per bal. So nou beteken vir die Bloembombers vir elke bal wat hulle bal wat nie 2 lopies aangeteken word nie, is net 'n stappie vir hulle nader aan 'n wen. Natuurlik ook die teenoorgestelde weer waar vir die Bulldogs. As hulle 4 lopies aanteken, is dit 1 bal wat hulle dan met 1 bal wat hulle dan weer 2 lopies weer voor is as hulle 4 lopies aanteken. Hoeveel van daai balle is dit 'n wen of 'n verloor? soos daai een is duidelik 'n verloor, want daar is nie 2 lopies aangeteken van daardie bal nie. Kort en klein doelwitte. En dis die bal weer vir Perry Lamprecht, hy trek weer sy baadjie aan. Sy uit, nee. Maar nou wil 'n bietjie draf om te begin warm word. Maar wat gaan speel in vir Bester Masters hierna? Maar hy het 'n masker op, so kan hy nie lekker sien nie. Gaan daai 'n 4 wees, daar word agter die bal aangehardloop. Oh, daai was bitter naby aan gevang wees. Jammer, ek het my nie gevolg nie. Net agter hierdie gazebo se paal van ons gewees. Ons sit soos in amper op die grensstraat hier. Mooi veldwerk gedoen deur Jannie Matthijssen. Hy het bal gevang. Perry wat weer kom bal. Sy is net daar in die middenveld opgetel. Kyk, waar. Daar net gekeer, daar so net voor die grens. Lyk asof die Bulldogs nou elke hou na die grens te speel. Die stak vroeër misgedoen het, maar hang af wat hulle plan is. Hulle het nog 6 paaltjies op hande. O, die bal is op in die lug. Was in die lug, weet nie, ek dink hy is nie helemaal catcher gewees nie. Moontlikheid was daar. Lyk asof daai vir 'n 4 gaan wees. Gaan hy dit maak? Ja, dis 'n 4. Julle moet maar laat weet, verkies julle as die bal so volg, maak dit julle dronk op die skerm. Ongelukkig nou net een kamera wat ons kan gebruik nou om so te beweeg na die goed. Mag jy dalk 'n bietjie dronklus voel. So ons gaan vir die res van hierdie wedstryd doen, dan die wat nou, ja, laat weet, LMS Bloemfontein, as dit vir julle erge probleem is, of die mense wat in Bloemfontein bly, wat weet dit is, ek met livestream, by die livestream groep op ons WhatsApp groep. Laat weet my daarso, wat dink julle daarvan? Iets wat ek meer moet doen, iets wat ek helemaal moet uitsny. Wat verkies julle? Sy skrikkerig vir daai keer dat ons so terugkom na die golfplat toe, dat die foon 'n bietjie sukkel om sy fokus te vind. Daar is nog net 4 balbeurte oor in hierdie wedstryd, beteken 20 balle, 5 balle per balbeurt. En dit is Johan Coetzee wat nou wil. Daai lyk asof hy 'n 4 kan wees. Hardloop wel, ja, nog 'n 4 oor die balkie. Wayne Smith wat nou nog 'n paar lopies bykry. Bly om te sien die karakter van die Smoking Bulldogs is om nie te gaan lê nie. Ja, daar is baie, kom jy sê, toetse. Daai bal is op in die lug, kan nie gevang word. Nee, dit is 'n 4. Nog 'n 4 vir Wayne Smith, tweede ry. Hy het 17 balle oor. Hy bal word weer. As hy, wat nie nog 4 lopies van daai af nie. Maar kan sien, dit is nie, tekort aan probeer nie. Bulldogs val die grense aan en gelukkig is dit meer suksesvol as wat dit nie is nie in die laaste paar beurte. As ons kyk na die laaste 10 balle, daar is 'n 3 aangeteken, 1, 4 en dan sit 'n paaltjie wat geneem is, 'n dotbal 4, 4, 1, 2, 1. So die grenshouer kom so met rukke en stote. Toe gaan so amper asof hulle beplan is, né? Nee. So hulle het hulle teiken waarvoor hulle werk, hulle 4 gestaan en dan weet ek gaan hulle nou nie vir ekstra gaan nie. Raak Perry nou verskriklik opgewonde daarso, maar dit lyk iets wat paltjie beteken dit nie. Perry Lambrecht lyk so 'n bietjie as mens daar 'n bietjie spin in daai bal kry. O, hy's op in die lug. Gaan hy gevang word daarso? Nee. Ja, ten minste elke draffie maak 'n man 'n bietjie warmer, né? Die beste masters het almal sulke wit tops gekry. Oeps. Bulldogs wat op 126 vir die verlies van 2 paadjies staan, daar is nog net 11 balle wat oorbly in hierdie wedstryd. Hulle moet 31 lopies aanteken van dit. Ons het in die eerste wedstryd vanoggend gesien dat Stefan 40 lopies op sy eie aangeteken het van 10 balle. Kan gedoen word. Bulldogs kan wen, maar dit beteken hulle gaan net grenshouend en nou moet slaan. Gaan Wayne Smith dit kan doen. Wayne en Delmine het lê op hulle skouers. Yes. So. En ek dink daar is iets nie lekker met die as ek sê dit is nie Perry Lambrecht wat daar gebou het nie, dit is Elvin Potgieter wat gebou het. Kan nou Perry Lambrecht het nie so rooi baard aan hom nie. Daar is hy. Kan nie verkeerd gaan as jy vir die rooi baard kykie. Is hy getip? Nee, hy is nie. Wayne was in sy kampie nog. Bal is hoog in die lug gaan hy gevang word. Nee, moontlike 4. Ja, dis 'n 4 daai. Net nie gevang gekry nie. Of gekeer gekry nie. Die beste masters wat regtig op gewerk is vir die wedstryd hierna. Kan sien almal het hulle wit kan jy sê jassies nie, maar dit is 'n top baadjie tipe ding wat hulle aan het. Hoodies. Ja, dit is wit hoodies. Bal is op in die lug. Gaan hy gevang word? Nee, lyk my val in niemands wêreld. Bulldogs wat nou hulle alles gee. Gaan dit genoeg wees? Daar is nog net 6 balle oor in die wedstryd. Hulle moet 28 lopies aanteken. Jammer, nie 28. My kontaklense wat my bietjie verlei so 23 lopies. Bietjie makliker. Gou vinnig ons wiskunde maak. Hy is nog net 5 balle oor vir 23 lopies. Hulle kan 'n home run slaan met die laaste bal wat 12 lopies is. En as dit afgetrek word vanaf die 23 lopies, is dit 11 lopies wat met 4 balle aangeteken word. En dit is tog net te moeilik, hè? Dit is net as jy verseker is, jy kan 'n 6 slaan van daai een laaste bal. Dis nou uitgereken of dit nou 'n wide is en of dit nou wat ook al dit nou is, dit moet 'n 6 geslaan word mee. Einde van die storie, so eenvoudig is dit, maklik. Wie kan nou nie 'n 6 slaan nie? Seker jou ouma kan 'n 6 slaan as hy daglus is. My ouma kan. As ek ouma gehad het. As hy, en ja, nog net 4 balle oor. Vir 22 lopies. Daai was bitter naby aan die paaltjies gewees. Maar genoeg vir 'n enkel lopie. Wat hulle nou nie baie gaan help om die wedstryd te wen nie, maar hulle kan ten minste hulle trots hou. Dat hulle redelik naby aan die getal teiken totaal gekom het. Bulldogs was nie getrap nie, hulle was nie oorwin gewees nie. Hulle het nog paaltjies staande, om presies te wees 6 van hulle, wat nog staande is. So, hulle is glad nie oorwin nie, of nie getrap nie. Want die Bloembommers kon net nie hulle paaltjies geloop vat kry nie. Ja, hulle het meer lopies afgeteken, maar hulle kan nie die Smoking Bulldogs paaltjies vat nie. Die MCC Sixers, hulle is ook besig om lekker op te warm hier langs die kant. So, hier kom 'n baie lekker wedstryd hierna. Kan sien, hulle is 2 spanne wat opgewarm is, baie gemotiveerd om te kom speel. So ja, dit kan net lekker wees. As hy, ek dink dit is veilig om nou te sê, ons staan nou op die punt waar die Bulldogs nou nie meer hierdie wedstryd kan wen nie. En dit is grotendeels omdat daar nou nie meer balle gebal kan word nie. Hulle die 20 lopies is verstreke. Hulle is nog 16 lopies kort van die wedstryd. So ja, as jy mooi luister, jy is oor 'n spits, dan hoor jy die vet tannie sing vir die Bulldogs. Ja, Bloembommers wat gewen het. Wel gedaan, mooi wedstryd. Baie dankie vir dit. Nou, ons gaan nou afteken, regmaak vir die volgende wedstryd, wat gaan wees tussen die MCC Sixers en die Western Masters. Soos ons vroeër gesê het, hulle is besig om op te warm, hulle is gemotiveerd om te kom speel. Byt vas, ons is nou daar.